I've uploaded a YouTube video every single week for the past 3 years. In all that time, I just learned so much. When you just do the reps so consistently for such a long time, you start to learn what works and what doesn't work. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I've collected all of the unique mechanisms that I hear nobody else talking about. And this is something that I needed when I was starting out as a creator, growing from 0 to 10k subs and then 10 to 100k subs. On the main channel, we have 151k subs. Now take some notes and let's get into part number 1. Starting to notice patterns. In the game of YouTube, you need data, you need feedback. When you've uploaded 50 videos, 100 videos, you have some videos that perform better than the average, and then you have all the average performers, and then you have some of the worst performers. Now with data, what you can do is you can draw conclusions, get feedback, and understand what topics work. Going from 0 to 15k subs on YouTube, I found that talking about social media and scrolling was one of the biggest lever movers. It was one of those videos that instantly popped off. I remember I had posted like 100 long form videos and not a single one went viral. There was just one that got 22k views. But then eventually there was one video that went absolutely viral and it got like hundreds of thousands of YouTube long form views in like, I don't know, a couple of months. And as soon as I made that video about social media and doom scrolling, I transitioned and I realized, yeah, this is something that works. Social media works really well. So let me make another video on doom scrolling and social media. And guess what? It got views again. And I just kept making the social media videos and how to stop scrolling until they fatigued, until they stopped getting views. And then in that time, you also test new ideas. Obviously, not every single video is going to be the same, but like in the niche of self-improvement, whatever niche you are in, if it's finance, if it's, growing your personal brand, you were going to have a rotation of like 4 to 5 topics that you talk about in your videos. And you can rotate between them as you please. And you will find that like 2 out of the 5 themes usually work better than the rest. For a time, it was doom scrolling, social media. And then I transitioned into, another topic, which is more like discipline related stuff and time management. And then time management started to do really well. And then like out of the 5 time management videos I have on the main channel, literally 3 to 4 of them got over 100,000 views. The biggest thing in YouTube is the question why. You need to just look at a video. Ask yourself, why did this work? Why did this not work? Why is the thumbnail good? Why is the thumbnail not good? And just keep asking yourself questions. And what happens is you start to gain a fundamental understanding of the YouTube game, of like how a YouTube video is going to perform and work. So the second thing I want to talk about here is seeing why 2 videos that are similar in quality have difference in views. So you could have 2 videos in like the same topic that are very similar in terms of like quality and stuff, but one video has way more views. Now there is luck and timing that play a factor, but a lot of the times it's just focusing on what YouTube actually cares about. A lot of the times creators focus on the things that don't really matter, which is like editing in the 15th minute of a video, adding a cool effect 13 minutes in, when actually you should be focusing most of your time and most of your effort and energy on like the big needle movers, which is like title, thumbnail, intro. So you need to notice patterns. YouTube is a game of patterns. And when you have all of these uploads, when you keep uploading consistently, you start to see patterns in your channel. Now, every channel is different. Every niche is different as well. The videos that work for your channel, like these are self-outliers. There's 2 types of outliers. There's outliers that you find on YouTube. So like a video that got hundreds of thousands of views, but the guy only has like 10k subs. And now there's a different type of outlier that you can actually model from. And that's something that's already worked on your channel. Now you might be at a stage where you don't have that outlier yet. You don't have that video of yours that like did really well. Or you might be at that stage where you have a couple of videos that already performed. Now what you need to know is you need that feedback. You need to keep posting consistently until you get those like 1 to 2 videos that do really well. And it doesn't even have to be like 100,000 views. It can just be like 5,000 views when your average is 200. Even a video that gets 25k views when you usually get 1,000 views, that is a outlier. That is something that worked better. Because I'm telling you, the game of YouTube gets so much easier and more predictable when you have these videos that have already worked. And sometimes it's just about understanding this. Understanding when an idea is good, but the angle might be wrong. You can make 3 different videos on the same idea, and it's the same idea, but they're different angles. And one of them works, and the other 2, they flop. So even in social media, I remember I would make some social media videos that didn't work because it was a different angle. But when I focus on making every day so fun, you don't have time to scroll, that specific angle, that is when those social media videos that I did back then, they started to work. So you have your idea and you have the angle. When both are good, when the idea is amazing and the angle is good as well, very interesting, that is when the video is very likely to work. And before we move on to part number 2, which is really important, let me say this. Certain lessons only become obvious with volume. YouTube is a volume game, which means that you need data, you need feedback. People stop posting on YouTube way too quickly. I've had friends who have started at the same exact time as me, and they actually had more subscribers than me, but all I had to do was just stay consistent And now I'm at 151k subs, and they haven't grown since then because they stopped posting. And that is the key difference in YouTube. It is consistency, because consistency buys you time. It buys you data. Think about two different creators that are struggling to grow. One of those creators has 150 videos out, and another creator has 5 videos out. Based on who I can help more, I would definitely help the guy who has more videos because he has more feedback, more data, and he's tried out more things that don't work. And as you know, if you try out all the things that don't work, you're eventually going to be left with the few things that do. So you need to get to a point where you're, number one, you're posting twice a week at the minimum. A lot of creators, they try to post once a week. In my opinion, I think that like if you want to take this seriously, you know, once a week is not enough. Twice a week on YouTube, that is what you're going to have to aim for. And like I even see people that post like once a month. At that point, this is just a hobby. It's not a full-time thing. So many things in the YouTube game, you just can't conclude after 5 to 10 videos. You're going to need a lot more repetitions, a lot more volume, so that you can start to see what you're missing, so you can start to see where you can improve, what you need to change. Like literally after 100 plus videos, that is when you start to really see what works. I often have clients that I help scale their YouTube channels that only focus on the short-term results. And because of focusing on the short-term results, they make short-term decisions. And when you're constantly changing your strategy because of like short-term results, you're just going to keep changing, and you never let one thing work. The biggest mistake is that people, they don't see results in the short term. They post 20 videos and they don't see results. They see maybe a couple hundred views maximum, and they start changing things. They change the format, they change the editing style, they change the length of the video, they change everything. And that's a recipe to not grow. You want to change things, of course. You can't be doing the same thing for 100 repetitions and expect it to work when it's the same recipe. You're going to have to change things, but you need to change things in a precise manner. First, stick to one format, but test different angles, and then test different thumbnail styles, then test different, ideas, different titles, and you're just constantly in the phase of testing. So the best thing you can do is first just keep posting and make sure the quality is up to a certain standard. Just keep posting, getting those repetitions in, and you're just going to stack data and feedback over the long term. Now, part number 2, videos that fail are not failures. Sometimes YouTube gives you views, and sometimes it helps you learn lessons. So you need to realize that there's also value in a video that doesn't perform. A video that flops teaches you just as much as a video that did well. I'm telling you, on the main channel, every 6 videos we post, 2 of them overperform, and the majority actually underperform. The majority are just average performers. You think that posting 100 videos means that you're going to get 30 videos that perform really well. I posted 100 videos at the start of my journey on YouTube. Just one single video got like 22k views. Everything else, maximum 1k views, 800 views, 400 views, 100 views. These failures are natural. These failures are necessary. You need to understand that you need to fail. It's part of the game. And when you keep posting videos that don't work, eventually you get to the video that does. And once that happens, things start to change. I remember the social media started to work, and then months later, time management started to work. And then months later, showing one of the most popular books in the self-improvement niche, just like this, and talking about it in the video actually worked really well. So failure is a way to test your biggest assumptions. So if you think that a topic was going to work, and you think that you made all this effort and you put all this effort into a video and it just like flops, and then you're disappointed, you're like, why didn't this work? That is a good thing, because that means that you don't know as much as you think you did about what ideas work, what angles work as well. And because of this, there's room to grow. You just need to test your assumptions until you find those winners, and then when you find those winners, you want to make more of them. A lot of people make the mistake of like, they get videos that do really well, but for some reason they don't make more of them. Like, I have seen creators, it just baffles me, I have seen creators that get a video with hundreds of thousands of views in the niche, and they never make a video talking about that thing again. Or they never even try to like replicate that video in another idea, another title, another thumbnail, to just double down on what works. It's just like in YouTube, if something works, do more of it. If something fails, do less of it. It's as simple as that. You're just posting. And let's say that every 100 videos, you get 2 videos that do really well. Think of that. How fast would you want to fail if you knew that your success was just 1,000 repetitions away? Same thing with YouTube. Your success, the milestones you want to hit, like 10k subs, it is not very far. It is very well within reach, and the rewards are amazing. Like the rewards of being able to build a personal brand on YouTube specifically, because on YouTube, you just have way more trust. Compared to Instagram or short form content where people are just watching you for 20 seconds, YouTube is a game where people just watch you for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And that is such a powerful thing. So understand, you're going to need maybe 100 to 150 videos of high quality to get like, 10 videos that did really well. And from those 10, now you have your winners. you double down and you do more of them and you just follow what works. And when you follow what works, you're buying yourself time till the next thing works, and then you follow that. And it's just a cycle and cycle. To be honest, a lot of the videos you're going to post, they're going to flop. That's just the game. And before part 3, I want to mention one more thing. You need to be watching your videos. Think about any athlete. Think about like any basketball player. The people at the top, they almost always watch back like their performance and they see, how can I have improved? You know, how could I have done better? Where did I do bad? And they just like conclude and get data and analysis. Same thing, every single one of the YouTube videos, I used to watch them like twice, 3 times. And at a certain point when I was stuck growing on YouTube, I went back and I watched like 15 videos in a row just so I can understand like, how do I get better? Why did the video not perform? Why did the video like get more views here and less views here? Why did this topic do better? And you're just asking yourself questions time and time again. Now, thank you for all the support I've been getting on this channel lately. We're growing really, really quickly and we're really happy. And we also have big things coming up after we hit 1,000 subscribers. I know how much personal branding has changed my life and given me the freedom that I just want to give you all of the information and help you get there as well. So subscribe to the channel for weekly videos like this. Let's go to part number 3. Your best video might not be your best video. I want you to find and pick your top 5 videos. Number 1 by views and number 2 by your personal favorites. So like take your top 5 videos in terms of views and then your top 5 videos in terms of like, what did you enjoy making the most? And see how much of them actually overlap. If your top 5 most viewed videos are the ones that you absolutely like hated making, then now what you're gonna face is a consistency problem, which means that you hate making the videos that are gonna help you grow. And as a result, it's gonna be hard for you to continue making those videos to grow. So instead, what you're gonna have to do is make sure that like at least 2 to 3 of those videos overlap. Some videos are gonna perform, but you're not gonna like making them. Sure, that's fine. You need to like and enjoy your niche. You need to like and enjoy the things you talk about. Every time you switch on the camera, it should be like therapy. It should be like this amazing feeling of just like being able to talk about what you most like. Also, you need to understand that there are videos that get tons of views but don't convert subscribers, and there are videos that gets tons of views but don't even get people to buy your community, buy your coaching, and actually turn into people who help you make this a long-term thing. Videos can all be successful for very different reasons. One video might get a lot of views, another video might get low views but actually gain a lot of subscribers, and another video might get high views and do both. It's just about finding what best serves your purpose. So some of the top of funnel videos in your niche that are very general, these might be good, but you just gotta make sure that you're not making videos that don't really align with your channel. That's gonna bring you more views right now, but in the long term, it's just gonna hurt your channel. So to recap the videos, start to notice patterns with your videos. Upload at least 50 videos, long form videos, at a high quality so that you can gather data. And once you have a backlog of videos, a lot of videos that you posted, some of them did well, most of them probably did bad, but some of them did well. Then you want to double down on what works, increase that, and stop what's not working. Volume is king. Volume with a certain level of quality is going to get you to the end. You need to understand that failures are just as important as successes. Videos that flop tell you just as much and teach you just as much as the videos that did well. Failure is a way to test your assumptions, and every failed video doesn't mean that you can't use the idea and try again, because you could have one great idea and 3 different angles and only one of those videos works. And you also want to compare your top 5 viewed videos and your top 5 favorite videos, and make sure that you're not just constantly making content that you don't like to make, because even if you don't get views, it's going to be hard to stick to for the long term. And as I always say, coming into the YouTube game, I had the idea and the mindset of I'm going to be doing this for 10 plus years. I didn't care about the results, short-term views and vanity metrics. I just cared about, yeah, I'm going to be doing this for the next 10 years. And that's all I had in my mind. Other bonus tips as well is watch and study other YouTube creators. Find creators in your niche, study and like identify what they do, what they don't do, and how they're growing and how they're like growing their personal brand. And also watch videos like this, take notes as well, not just watching and like letting things absorb, but just take notes too. This is going to help you learn the strategies to grow your personal brand. And also, if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that one video doesn't tell you much. 100 videos tells you something, 1,000 videos tells you everything. The patterns only reveal themselves when you just keep uploading. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and you got this.